Go ahead.
Seeing as it's 5:15, I'd like to call the August Park and Recs meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Any amendments to the agenda? For approval of the agenda?
Second.
Motion made by Bernie, second by John. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're gonna approve the July.
No, we're gonna
Next-
move that
next month.
forward due to a typo on the agenda. So we will approve the July 11th minutes at the September meeting.
And we're looking for public comment. Seeing no public comment. Ginger.
Okay, so I know that John had brought up the memorial bathroom situation and how rough a shape that it's in. And I get comments about it all the time. We talk about it a lot with youth softball. And they have put together some proposals for us and some conversation for tonight. I have invited Sean Tenney and Cody Callis here. They're leading that discussion. Initially, we had talked, there was big dreams from New London Youth Softball about a third diamond and playground and all the upgrades. And we got the quote back from, I had McMahon go through a conceptual drawing, got the quote back, and it was like, we need to take a step back and maybe chip away at this, project by project. So with the need of the bathrooms, between the association and myself, we've decided to start with the bathrooms. So I guess just a little background that in our forecasted 10-year capital project plan, we do have in there ADA accessibility upgrades and upgrades to our bathrooms. We recently did we recently did Franklin, and currently we're working on Hatton Park shelters. So Memorial Park was next. So that works into our comprehensive plan very nicely. I guess I can just leave it to Sean and Cody. They came tonight, took their time to just kind of give you some background into what they've been doing, what they've been thinking about, and what they would like to see in our support. So.
How you doing? I'm Sean Tenney. So I volunteer for the New London Youth Girls Softball Association every summer. My daughter's 10 U, so I've been down there the last 4 summers. I usually put in about 125 volunteer hours a year down there. We get a lot of compliments on the park. People love the river, the big trees, but the one and only complaint we get is the bathrooms. I don't know if anybody's been down there on a 90-degree day to go in there to use the facilities. It's pretty gross. But yeah, like Ginger said, we had a big dream of doing the third diamond, possibly. And the price was a little high, so she kind of challenged me to come up with a price. So me and Cody did some work with local contractors and got some quotes on putting a new bathroom facility together, more or less a carbon copy or mirror image of Pfeiffer Park's facility, that they have a pavilion on one end and then they have some storage on the other end. We're still trying to figure out where to put it. We're thinking, we're not sure yet, because there's also talk about possible new playground upgrade at Memorial Park too. So about 3 weeks ago, we had a tournament down there with 19 teams that came through there. So on any given Saturday, you can roughly have 500 females go through that bathroom between the players and their parents and their siblings and grandparents. A lot of people use it. So we're really trying to push to get some nice facilities in there. And because the girls have, when they gotta go, and they're usually playing a game. So You can see on the top of on the map there, we're looking at a possible third diamond, which entailed trading some property with the Historical Society, which I think Ginger talked to them about a year and a half ago, and they were okay with it. I know there's some floodplain issues there that we still have to possibly work out, but like Ginger said, we're kind of chipping away at, we thought the bathroom was highly necessary before the third diamond. We're actually looking at putting the bathroom on the backside of the existing bathroom. That being because there is a pump and a pit because of the elevation, they have to pump it up to the road. So we were hoping that we could piggyback off the new pump that they're putting on that building, which would save some costs on the quotes that we got for the new bathroom. And then that would also save putting in sewer and water lines from the street. We could actually use what is there. Plus, it would be closer to the concession stands and all the other diamonds.
Yeah, our original plan was to put it over by the Historical Society, yeah, right there, but just the walk alone of that is just gonna be beyond what anyone would ever want, and so that's kind of why we just met with, last week and kind of had different ideas of how to do that diamond for that future plan of the third diamond. So this is kind of the best way we came up with, where we could keep the bathroom where it is without extending it another 200 feet to closer to the Historical Society. As much as we want them to use it too, I think it's kind of better in the middle there, but for the softball and baseball side of it, it's just, yeah. So
How much bigger are you thinking for the bathrooms?
How much bigger? Same as Pfeiffer Park, same size. I don't have the measurements offhand, but. I
Are they
don't- been on
included
the
in
Pfeiffer
that
Park one.
quote?
yeah, it's
Pretty
only
much
like,
same thing.
we started off with a carbon copy of that one, but then we feel like in that one, the middle part was kind of a bigger waste of space. There's a middle like storage area that's way bigger than it needs to be. So we kind of configured it just slightly different for, for more access for the women's side of the bathroom is kind of how we started was that, because it works great for baseball. Because I'm also a baseball board member and a softball board member, so I'm kind of on both sides here. And yeah, these bathrooms are just, even when we have to, we use Memorial for baseball during our scrimmage weekend, which is only one weekend, and will be Saturday and Sunday, and it's just always something that's on the back of our minds where it's like, we almost don't even want to go down there because of the bathrooms, right? And we have such a nice facility there, and there it's like, oh my gosh, there's always issues with it. So that's kind of how I thought I had a great idea to help Sean then too, because I can bring in the baseball perspective of it as well. And it's embarrassing. Then I think about our high school team uses it, and we're hosting regional games, and it's like it's embarrassing, honestly, the bathrooms that are there now. So that's kind of why we're jumping on this as fast as we can, because we're basically sick of it. So whatever we can do to speed it up, but this is kind of what we came up with to keep it as close as we can while staying out of the floodplain, while using what we have existing and trying to future proof for the third diamond, which would be a huge upgrade to that park. So
We're looking at right now four toilets for the female and 4 toilets for the male, and then probably a communal wash sink outside of some sort. So
What's that lateral look like running out, Chad,
The lateral from the
from the
building to the.
to Montgomery?
PVC
and copper.
The issues we got right now, I don't know if you want to talk about that. I can talk about it. One of the main issues we have right now is that underneath the bathroom is
I hope
the
put it in.
sewage pit. So there's a pit underneath the building where all the septic goes into, and then there's a couple of pumps that are supposed to pump it to the street. We had problems with it several years ago that those pumps failed. We replaced all the pumps and they failed again. We're thinking that one of the biggest problems, especially in the winter, they're just sitting there, either we pump them out, but then they're just sitting idle in the winter. So it's not an ideal situation. So the lateral itself, I don't think we have any problems. It's the pumps that are submergible pumps that are in there. So we have to come up with a different scenario so we have long-term success with that. Now, do we put another pit outside and do a pump system that pumps outside? It's not a submersible pump. And then just use that type of system to pump it to the street. You can't like they were saying, it's the elevation, you have to pump it one way or the other. So we gotta come up with a scenario to give them better success and longevity for those pumps.
Has there been any talk of increasing the elevation so that you don't need, you can't? Okay, well, I know at Pfeiffer, you guys built that up.
So
It's
This line-
762.
it's 762 right here. It's 766 here, but I don't know how deep the main is underground. That main might be pretty shallow here that you might have, hypothetically, you might have to put this up like 10 feet to get it to be have enough pitch.
Right.
To
get
run.
that far.
So it's gotta be a forced main pump system, I think.
They get a lift, some type of a lift station there?
That's what it would be,
Yeah.
some type of pumped up,
Yeah.
be essentially a lift, mini lift station.
Yeah.
To make it work. That's what it is now, it's a mini lift station, mini pump system.
I agree that something needs to be done down there. I mean, it's been like that forever.
But when were you thinking that you'd like this, I suppose, as soon as possible?
Tomorrow, yeah. They start clearing dirt tomorrow.
Right, but
No, I guess we're kind of down here hoping you guys give us permission to work with Ginger to, try to get something going for
kind of say that you guys are.
next year.
You guys are more of on, I mean, nothing set in stone, but more of on board with us, kind of moving forward. Obviously, everything we're gonna bring to you guys first, but we just kind of want permission to kind of say, all right, the city's on board with us doing this, on getting closer prices, closer plans. Then we'll keep coming back to you guys.
Because they'll be also fundraising for this project, and that's something that we want to make sure that it's clear with everybody here that they're doing. We wouldn't want you guys to find out that some groups, trying to fundraise for one of our parks without your permission.
So the softball club is willing to donate some money, and I know there's other nonprofit groups that use Memorial Park that would be more than willing to donate money for this, and I think a lot of businesses would too, especially when they see where you're putting the money to. So I'm hoping we can raise majority of the money for this. That was kind of like I said, Ginger challenged me. The quote we got from McMahon was for a bathroom was a little high. So the price that I kind of came up with, I thought, well, I think we can definitely, chip away at it and get it to a reasonable number. And then if there's nonprofit groups, and even the high school that would like to donate towards this, or we have a nice new facility, I don't really think it would take too much.
Even having a conversation with Joel up at the high school, and they could maybe help build it, you never.
Yeah, I had talked to the tech ed teacher at the high school about possibly them framing it
Mhm.
for us and, and bringing it over on trailers. They just did a cabin for Huckleberry, I know. But I think there's a lot of people that would like to donate their time too.
So we're kind of looking like, just like a head nod, so to speak. so
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
because we got most of the aldermen, most of the clients are here right now anyway, so I don't know, this is just a talking session right now. It's not,
Yeah.
I'm not looking for any motion, just,
No, no.
So are they looking for the city to help fund some of that? I mean, it's early, but
We'll have to see what the quote is and what their fundraising is, and I would say that if that was the part that they needed more money and they needed to come to us for an ask, then that'd be something we'd have to put in our our 2025 capital projects list, so, yeah. That would definitely push it back another year.
we've got some monies planned for bathrooms.
It's not approved though.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that was just a rough quote that was put in the 10-year.
10-year plan, yeah.
Yeah,
Do you have the quote, Chad?
Is that this
Yeah.
one?
Yeah, so that's where we're at right now and that was kind of us just asking, kind of more of a worst case scenario with the first people we've asked really.
Yeah, we
so
took the Pfeiffer Park or
Yeah.
Pfeiffer Park
blueprints.
pavilion blueprint, and we gave it to these guys and said, here, give me a quote.
And that's kind of what so that's our starting point. And now we have a few things to change in the blueprints and stuff and, and then this will change obviously, but not substantially different, I wouldn't think, but we're hoping to kind of get even some of these businesses that are up here to be a little more lenient on their numbers too. And we're, and we're willing to kind of fight for that side of it, me and Sean ourselves and and I know like baseball is gonna help pitching because we use that Memorial bathroom. And, we talked about the high school and, Lions Club would be great if they could, help out a little bit. And I don't know, I think it'll be a community kind of project.
I agree with those guys. It's been long overdue.
Absolutely.
I don't know, do we just kind of ask how the community feels about it? I mean,
Yeah, I think this is more conceptual, just a conversation, just to see if the committee is doing a head nod with this conceptual concept. Nothing for sure, but more so the focus is right now on the bathroom facility. So if the committee has any concerns or comments, now is a great time to talk about that. And then it would just be marching orders that they would work with Ginger on furthering the game plan and then bring it back for, once there's more refined information.
Jim, you got something?
Yeah, on that bathroom where you walk down the path to get that you were just circling there, Chad, is that going to be totally destructed? Or is it just going to be extended farther east?
We're hoping to
western.
do it that way. I mean, we would have to look closer. We're hoping to use it in some way that we can still keep it, but I don't know how much really we can. And we'll have to bring a professional to see what we can keep and what we can't, but we really want to keep it in that same spot. So
It's a block building. It's actually in
Yeah.
good shape.
it's structurally sound,
You
yeah.
put some new doors on it and maybe remodel the inside and it's good to go.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
used
like,
it this year.
and I actually said to Jenna, maybe we could use that as our handicap bathrooms. And then the new facility would just be regular.
So some way to utilize it, but we'll have to bring in more minds, for that professional minds, I guess, of what is possible and what's not.
I don't think it would be attached to it, but I bet you it'd be close to it. Yeah,
Or something along those.
because I think the pump and the pit are on that east side of that smaller building. So if we did do something, we'd probably have to leave a gap there anyway for servicing that.
No, they're on the west side.
Oh,
Sorry,
they are.
Oh, okay.
that
West
little
side.
door.
Yeah.
Oh, they're in that room. There's utility.
Oh,
Okay.
Then maybe we could just add on or something. Yeah, we want to keep like every way we can, most cost effective way to do it. So
Anybody else got any comments?
I think it's a no-brainer. I mean, to have a group that's willing to fund it. The Memorial Park is a great asset for the city. It needs more bathrooms. I mean, I say go for it.
I think that old one that we have now would be good for the handicap because it would be bigger for the
Right.
wheelchairs and
Yeah.
everything.
yeah, that's
If there was some way that you could clean it up.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is. Like you said, it's a nice block building. It's structurally there. It's just needs a little.
I don't know if anybody's been down there lately, but the art guy, he painted up the walls on the outside. Looks real nice. And then I know Amcor, they were down there 3 weeks ago and they painted the roof red to match the rest of the buildings. And it looks sharp actually.
It's just going inside is the best.
Yeah. It's great from the outside.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any more comments? Oh,
Yeah, I guess, thank you guys for,
Yeah, you bet. Yeah.
hopefully this can happen.
I appreciate you guys going through all
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it.
That's a
Keep
lot of
in the
people.
loop.
Thanks,
All
guys.
right, thanks.
It's- Yeah,
Go enjoy National Night Out.
Ginger, consider the agreement.
All right, so right now I'm working on the 5310 grant with the DOT to purchase a new senior van. And this is one of the documents that I have to fill out. However, it's a lot of legality and just needs to be signed by the mayor. So I feel like you guys should probably approve me signing that. I've went through it and can assure you that we will follow all of the guidelines that are in place here. We own, I think, well, both of our vans right now are federally funded, so we're already completing all of the things that need to be done to service those vehicles, to maintain them, to do ridership reports and everything like that. I'm currently also working on the Title VI policy that's requested in this, which is just an equal opportunity, and then make sure that we are catering also to the Spanish-speaking community. We are already doing that in action where we have signs and information for Spanish-speaking people to use the vans. We have Spanish-speaking people using the vans. So I'm confident that that will be taken care of as well. So I guess after we do get, this has been sent to our attorney, Steckbauer. He hasn't replied back with any qualms to it, but he'll approve it as well. So if there's any questions on it or that process, let me know. But I would just need approval to have the mayor sign this and move forward on it.
For agreement for the consider agreement of the federal certification and assurance for Wisconsin DOT 5310 grant application.
I'll make that motion.
Oh, second.
John made the motion, or yeah, John made the motion. John seconded the motion. Anybody have any comments?
So Ginger, you want to kind of talk about the funding aspect of this? Percentages and our half and.
Yeah, so in the conversations about the 2023 budget process back in October, you guys did approve the 20% that we do have to put into this. This is an 80-20 grant where the DOT funds 80% of the van and then we put in the 20% of it. There has been some increases to their procurement. They also only let you purchase certain vehicles. They have to be American made. They have a full list and there's pricing involved with that. And the 2023 cost is a little bit higher than the 2024 cost, but within $2,000, I think, fluctuate, increase. So.
The other thing with this is actually, even though we own the last two buses, this is the first time we are applying on our own.
Okay.
The last two buses, we were in conjunction with Wapaka County.
Yeah.
They actually wrote the grant, so we were kind of with them.
Yeah.
They got out of it. And since then, they've shifted the ownership 100% to us of the current ones.
Yeah. So.
This is the first time we are actually on our own applying for this grant.
Yeah.
They were the grant recipient or.
Yeah,
sponsor
and then
last
we
time.
leased it for a while and then they sold it to us. And there is stipulations to that and to how we get rid of the old van, which is exactly how we would do it. We would offer it out to public. So
There's a sales
Yeah.
process.
yeah, there's a certain process to it also. How you purchase it, how you sell your old van, the fact that we're selling an old 5310, it's actually an 80-24 grant, a different grant our old bus was from, so. It does help that we are currently running 2 federal grant buses. It gives us a little bit, couple more points.
Anybody else have any concerns or questions? Call for a vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, consider to recommend the finance personnel, Ginger.
Okay, so number 7 has actually just gotten today a little bump in the plan. So I am going to forgo this ask. And then Chad can explain the news that we got this morning.
So I can't remember if it was this meeting or what meeting, but I think Tim mentioned about
think it
instead of
was
going to
June.
New Bridge, how about if we consider using the existing Highway 54 bridge somehow to get over the Embarrass River? Since that meeting, since that suggestion, I did reach out to the DOT. And just today, I heard back from an engineer working on plans to update Highway 54. So if you remember, throughout the Newton Blackmore Trail process, our original plan was to come under Highway 54, under Highway 45 along 54. During the process, the DOT notified us that that's not going to work because they have plans on shifting the roadway a little bit to get farther away from the center pillar, which would have taken away our clearance to have a trail on the south side of the along Highway 54 here. So I heard from an engineer actually working on that project, and I mentioned to him, hey, I mean, if you're working on an alignment here underneath Highway 45, is there any plans to expand the bridge over the Embarrass River so we can talk about putting the trail there? He said maybe, but they're gonna have some meetings and stuff going on in the future. There's, in a couple of weeks, they're meeting with local officials. We set up a meeting with the city and with the counties, kind of talk about what their plan, what the county or what the DOT's plans are for remodeling or what they're gonna do with Highway 54. At that meeting, we can kind of talk about the option, if there's an option of putting some type of trail system on the current bridge there. He said it's tight, but now's the time to talk about it because they're working on designs with that. So in light of that, just got that today, Ginger and I talked and we thought, well, we better investigate this option before we jump on board with trying to put a bridge south over here, like we talked about across into Pfeiffer Park. That might be the option in the future, but at least we think we should look at this option first and investigate that. If this is an option, and then putting a trail along 54 and connecting it into our trail system here. So with that news today, we were talking about maybe we just forego this agenda item for the time being. Learn more about this before we jump in with more engineering about trying to put a bridge by across the Embarrass River. That's what we found out today.
Well, didn't the DNR say they wanted us to run alongside the railroad tracks anyway? They didn't want us to cross down
Ayers,
there?
that's how Ayers kind of put together their plan, but I'm not
That's gotta be a real dream.
I'm not pleased with it. Yeah, it would take a lot of boardwalk, which I don't know.
How will
We'll
that
see.
affect the homes that are on 45? They're just east of Quick Trip.
Way
On
early
54.
to even speculate any of that.
Yeah,
Okay.
The only, like I said, there was a brief conversation with an engineer working on this project, and he said, you know, now's the time to talk about a possibility of, if there's a possibility, putting any type of trail system in here. So whether we can even, you know, get right of way clearance with the DOT to put something in here. I know when we talked about putting the trail system along 54 here to allow snowmobiles to go that close to in here, I know the DOT was going to require a barrier tall enough so you couldn't see the headlights from the snowmobiles to conflict with traffic going eastbound. So is that going to be an issue that we got to put a barrier wall through here to also prevent the lights conflicting? Way too early to even speculate any of that. But I guess now's the time to kind of investigate this, seeing if this is a possibility or not.
yeah, it was kind of perfect timing, the way they connected, so. So, yeah,
Okay, then I guess we don't have to worry about that one anymore then.
no, we don't.
For the time being, yep.
Yeah. Okay, updates and reports.
I'm gonna be quick because I want to go out and participate in National Night Out. Just a couple things that I want to verbally acknowledge, just because I'm so gracious for them, is the Amcor team. Them coming to Pfeiffer Park and to Memorial Park, first of all, picking those two parks and then doing the work that they did there. If you know anybody that was involved in that group, thank them because they did a phenomenal job cleaning up. And then
Trail.
yeah, I just want to make sure that I don't miss any of the other things. And then finally, last but not least, we've had some damage done to the aforementioned Newton Blackmore Trail. Chad, if you want to bring up those pics, they're in the complete file.
Yep.
The one we just walked on?
Yes, the one we just walked on. Seems that somebody has went out with a vehicle and ran into our chain link fence that runs along the railroad. There's tire marks and there's also a portion where they ran a pretty tall truck, I'm guessing, because they pulled, oh, if you look at like our Parks truck, it's right on the side mirror, like somebody caught it a little bit and drug it. So here's the major damage. And that's right at the corner by the,
Right across from Irv's,
yeah,
Irv when the curve was, almost
Well,
right, straight
yeah.
south of there.
yeah. Is there? So, yeah. We have a meeting with a rep from Fortress Fence out there Thursday to see what the damage is, but
Stretched the fence pretty good.
yeah, so watch in my capital project list for some pedestrian arms so that you can only ride a horse or a bike or walk through the arms that go down through the trail. Because I have a feeling this is something that communities with trails deal with a lot. I know when I was in high school, it was the thing to drive through the bike trail and do stupid stuff on ours. We have a state trail that runs through my hometown too, so.
Was there any paint or evidence?
There wasn't. I
See
did,
Any big trucks with their?
I did walk it with the police department yesterday, so they took all the information they needed. So,
Hopefully that guy's camera.
yeah, and the house, the new owners of the house have a camera outside, so, yeah.
Somebody contacted me and says they can't get the trail groomer down there.
The snowmobile trail groomer, yeah.
Has anybody talked to you about that?
They haven't come to me yet, but they've talked to Bob too,
It was talked about. Terry Dorster contacted me about it.
yeah.
Luke, them guys are looking into see if they get, because, and then Outagamie County was talking about that they were gonna take care of that section,
Yeah.
Outagamie part of the trail. So then the snowmobile clubs and stuff are gonna have to somehow coordinate something with them guys.
Yeah, I talked to Lauren, the director at Outagamie County, and he said he would make contact with the Northport Trail Riders, so,
It's just something that was brought up.
yeah, absolutely.
To me too.
Was it the width or the height underneath the bridges?
Well,
The width
Width.
of the S curve, yeah,
Whether we could move the fence a little
Yeah.
further away.
and they can't move the fence because it's set back from the railroad tracks. So the
I
fence can't.
I don't know, I've never walked it.
It's right there, right about where we walked up the last time when we walked down there. It's right in that area right there.
not that area, underneath, I think it's.
Underneath the bridges.
The overpasses.
underneath.
That's
that-
kind of where I thought we were talking
Yeah.
about, but
It's underneath the bridge.
There's the stone on one side. and
Yeah.
the fence on the
Makes
other.
makes a corner in the groomers longer, so they can't quite make the corner.
be
Yeah.
easier maybe at the entrance to that area where we started walking to put some rather substantial pillars in there so automobiles or, trucks can't get in there.
They make trail gates
Yeah.
so that we can, because we would want to access it with our vehicles. We wouldn't
Oh,
want
yeah.
something permanent.
And you usually open them up in the winter.
Yep, yeah, for the snowmobiles, yeah. So. Yep,
Want to say anything about the playground?
well, so we haven't had a ton of vandalism this year, but the other vandalism that we've had is somebody has taken a Dremel tool, I'm guessing, or some sort of handheld grinder and ground out the couplers that put together, it's a spider web that kids can crawl on. And it's a coupler, it's metal that connects the ropes together, and they've ground down areas of that metal so that it's sharp. And moms will call and say, my kid just got cut on your playground, and I'll go out and find out that somebody had ground out pieces of metal from that coupler. So, yeah, and then at Hatton Park, there was also damage to that playground, just from excessive use or force to one of the swings that is connected to the ground, and somebody like just wrenched on it too hard and pulled the chain right out of the ground. So yeah, we had a rough month of playground vandalism this month.
That's it then.
Yeah,
Committee chair report, I have nothing. Review potential agenda items for,
Ginger, what did our conversation on the high school diamond up there? Did you ever,
I talked to Phil and I haven't heard back from him.
can you maybe get that at agenda meeting or something? I don't know. It's
That's,
bad. I mean, I did a handful of games up there lately. I had a girl from Sean and a girl from Menasha slide on that home plate and twist her ankle. So it's elevated and it's slippery as heck.
have you contacted the school district
I did
about it?
not. I talked to you first.
They're the ones that, they would be the ones that should really be the ones maintaining their diamonds, so. We just groom them.
I mean, it's, that home plate sticks up
Yeah.
a lot.
I'd connect with Phil.
Okay, I can do that.
They've requested us to help them fix the diamonds, so they can do that again.
Okay.
But ultimately, it's their facility.
Did we get a start date yet for the stands at Hatton Park?
We have not. I asked Mike Frederick to reach out to Holton Brothers as well, because I've been trying and can't get a hold of Mike. Yeah. But we've got two, and they did say that if they were busy in 2023, it would be a 2024 project, so yeah.
At last month's meeting, we made it against the ordinance for the kids to swim at the docks.
Mhm.
And I was wondering if you guys could investigate opening up a different place in town to allow swimming, maybe in Pfeiffer Park or
Oh, yeah.
someplace where the kids can go swimming in this town would be nice, instead of going all the way to Wapaka or Waiwega. Check with the DNR and whatever legalities, you gotta jump through or whatever, just see if it's a possibility.
Yeah, so our ordinance does state that we can open swimming. It would need to be buoyed off, and have ropes, kind of like the beach does that in Fremont. So basically a location would be the place
I
or.
know,
what-
Mark was saying that maybe down by the park over here where there's that little inlet, I don't know.
Oh, the
by
river trail?
apartments,
Yeah.
I don't know, just, I'd like to see, a place where the kids can get wet in the summertime, and cool off.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I get
So-
it.
One place that we used to go all the time, the kids call it Sunnyside, but it's a little chunk of, that guy with the
Beach.
kayaks,
Yep,
had that for a while. The city let him use it, but right by New London Utilities.
yeah, there's a little
By
beach
there,
area
Ferris
there.
River,
It's not bad.
right? Yeah,
I
the
don't know if
kids
I'd
call
like
it
Swimming there.
Sunnyside.
A lot of deadheads from the mouth of the Wolf up to that little bridge, all the way through there.
Right up there, yeah, but on where that sand point comes up, there's that,
Deadheads there too, because the kid
actually
hit
a boat.
last Wednesday.
right, but you can walk across there.
it's not very deep.
Yeah,
We just own 400, right, Chad? We don't own 320, or do we own?
The other
Oh,
way
yeah, we
around.
do. Okay.
320 we own, 400 is utilities.
Okay, I
And
can
this
look at it.
320 was actually purchased with stewardship, so it has to stay in
Recreational.
recreational base. And we got a parking lot
Yeah,
built there already too, so
I'll have to look into that. I like that.
they swim there already sometimes.
Yeah. Right.
it's not the worst idea.
But I mean, we do have a swimming pool in town too, just
Well,
for,
this,
To make
there's,
a note
it's
of
a
it.
big difference.
It is a
between
big
open
difference in the
water
summertime. You
swimming.
don't want to go inside and swimming. You want to be outside.
I'll look at, yeah, I like that. Okay,
Hey. review
other things will be all budget. We're gonna have the wage schedule, the seasonal wage schedule, we're gonna have the fee schedule, and then we'll have my budget. So September will be busy.
And maybe the guys from the restrooms will be back with some stuff,
I don't
Who
know,
knows?
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe we'll see how they do.
right? Next meeting date,
We do not have the Labor Day problem, so we'll be at our normal time.
we'll take the fifth,
Yep.
feed the fifth.
lead the fifth.
Plead
right?
the fifth.
Yeah, I'd look for a motion to adjourn. Colleen made the motion, to second. Bernie seconded, all in favor?
Bernie's got to get in the pool.